happy, we all want to be wealthy, we all want to be peaceful, we all want to be wise, we all want to be joyous. And why do we want all these things? Because we don't have them, or we don't have them enough. Okay? So since we don't have them and we don't have them enough, let's understand what makes us unhappy. So what makes us unhappy broadly falls into two categories. One is others' behavior. The second is the situation. And the third is my own behavior. There is no fourth thing in the world that can make you unhappy. It's a straight story. No matter how hard you try, whatever is disturbing you is in this plot. It's either other people behaving in a certain way, the situation being horrible, or you behaving in a certain way. Now, all of us would love for these two to shift. I would love for my mother-in-law to not wake up in the morning. Oh wow, what a relief. Or I would love for my business to get a 1 billion order tomorrow. So we all wait for this to change. Now, that is the ideal but highly elusive option. Because neither is the situation going to change, nor is your mother-in-law going to die. You're living in fool's paradise. If you wait for that shift to happen, it's not going to happen. You can keep waiting and keep waiting and keep waiting, that one day the crow will sit and one day the branch will fall. Which means the only thing that you can proactively work on is my own behavior. That's in my hand. Now let's understand what in my own behavior is jacking me up. Okay. So if I assume for a moment that something very horrible has happened, the worst has happened, and this worst has happened either because of me or because of others or because of the situation. And of course there's a possibility that the worst might happen, which means it hasn't happened as yet, but it may happen. If the worst has happened because of me, what am I going to feel? Guilt. If the worst has happened because of others, what will I feel? Absolutely. If the worst has happened because of the situation being screwed, helpless. And if I anticipate that the worst may happen, what will I feel? Fear or anxiety. So these become the four basic negative emotions. Everything boils down to this. Now, the first three are all related to the past, and the last is related to the future. Can you change the past? No. Can you change the future? Yes. Somewhat. You can't control it fully. There are many factors which go into the future which are beyond your control. That means the only control you completely have is on the present moment. This moment is mine. Here. In the now, I can decide what I have to do. Where it will take me is a different story. But the only power I truly have is on the now. So what is it that I can do in the now to deal with all these things? So the first thing I do with guilt is, okay, happened because of me, admit it. I take responsibility. It's done. I made a mistake, it's over. Now I change my thought. What do I need to learn so that I don't repeat this again? The fact that I've made the mistake is something I can't undo. So the best thing that's available to me is, let me take complete responsibility for it. That means I will stop whipping myself. I did it, it happened. Now let me focus on what my learning should be so that this doesn't happen again. And guilt gets converted to learning. When the worst happens because of others, well, every person is unique and I cannot control what other people think and feel. It's their choice. Which means if I can't control what other people can think and feel and choose, what is it that I just need to accept about this person? This person is like this. Period. End of the story. I just have to learn to accept it. Why should that person keep matching to my paradigms of behavior? So I feel being like this is right. He feels being like that is wrong. That's okay. So all anger gets converted into acceptance. Which means the focus is what is coming in the way of my accepting this. That is what I would see. My entire therapy direction starts from here. So if I cannot accept a person like this, what is it in me which is blocking me from accepting this? And that's what I seek to heal. Okay? The worst has happened. Situation which makes me helpless. Well, I am a divine soul who has all the resources within me. What do I need to do to motivate myself? Because if I motivate myself, I have the answer. So, helplessness moves to motivation. And of course, finally, fear. So my standard one-liner is, when you were born, did you even think who is going to provide you your next meal, where your water is going to come from, and who is going to clothe you? And yet you decided to come on the planet. What did you have in immense measure at that level? You just had faith, and it got delivered. So, where have you lost your faith? Let's get it back. Because the moment you get faith, there is no fear. And fear gets converted to faith. And this becomes the objective of the therapy. Is that okay? And it's a very logical